Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you. So what I want to talk to you about today is whether or not you should stack Tren with Halotestin. This is one of those questions that I often get, and I understand why, I do. For some of us it might sound absolutely ridiculous, but I get the allure. I understand. Because people that just, if you're just watching videos and you're learning, or somebody's telling you about one or the other or both and about what they do, you could easily think that running them together is a smart thing to do or a great thing to do. Now, I guess, in fairness, if you look at the qualities they have and what they're capable of, they would seem like something that would go well together. Absolutely. And in a perfect world, I would love to run those every single time I run a cycle. But here's the harsh reality. That is probably one of the worst ideas that you could do by running them together. Now, obviously, Halotestin cannot be ran very long at all. And Tren is obviously one of the injectable steroids that needs to be cut a little bit short too. This is because both of them are on the high end or high level of side effect riddled compounds. And I think most people know that, that are familiar with steroid use and have been around the game. But there are a lot of new guys that wouldn't have the first clue on that. And that's fine. It's perfectly fair. But let me explain something to you. This combination right here is bad for many reasons. Not just the side effect reasons. A lot of the negative here on running these two together is what they could turn you into as a person. The aggression and the psychological effect. This is one of the, because I'm one of those guys that thinks roid rage is kind of a scapegoat and kind of a BS type of thing. This is one instance where I can sit here and look everybody in the eye and tell you this combination could bring out the worst in you. I've seen it happen to so many people. Just Halotestin alone can bring out the worst in you. But you have to think about the aggression that Halotestin causes and then the possible psychological effects that Trenbolone can have on you in a negative light. I mean, just making you think the wildest type of thing. And it can range from being like, you know, moody, depressed, or to just thinking crazy thoughts, thinking things that are just not even fathomable in a normal state of mind. Tren can do that. It doesn't do that to everybody, okay? Don't get me like in the wrong light here saying, oh, Tren's going to mess up your head, but it definitely can. I know firsthand, I know plenty of people that have it. Now, granted, in my instance, when it happened to me, it was because I got greedy, admittedly, and abused the dosing and went too high. And that will definitely be something of concern the higher that you go with Tren. But it can happen at any, you know, dosing scheme or pattern whatsoever, but it's obviously more likely at a higher dose. But combining that with something like Halotestin that psychologically can just make you angry and make you aggressive as possible, okay? It's a terrible, terrible combination. Not to mention that the toxicity that comes along with Halotestin is very, very severe, and anybody that has ran Tren knows that Tren can really hit your cholesterol and it can hit your blood pressure, and Halotestin can smash your blood pressure and cholesterol and your liver. So you're talking about not just psychological side effects, but internal side effects as well. Then you've got the prolactin sides with Tren that you've got to worry about. And if you're running tests, you know, you got estrogen conversion. There's just a lot of things that you've got to be looking at here, top to bottom, when you're running these two. Positive side, well, I mean, think about being just as hard as nails with Halotestin alone, and we all know what Tren's capable of with strength, vascularity, slabs of lean muscle hardening. Of course, in hindsight, that would be a dream stack. The problem is that it's not so dreamy when it comes to the negatives that can occur from it. I guess if you're going to do it, and I would sit here and tell you that I strongly, and did I say strongly advise you not to do it, I would really be conservative with your dosing. Really be conservative with your dosing and make sure that you have, I mean, you should always have all of your cycle supports on hand, but you might want to be ready to add a little bit more in regards to like organ protection. Even my Organ ST product that is fully loaded, I don't even know if, I mean, you're still going to have elevation no matter what you run on inside of like your blood pressure, cholesterol, liver. It's very likely, unless you're running extremely low doses or you're just one of those freaks in nature that just doesn't get side effects, because there are people out there that are like that. There are. And there are people that can't even be in the same room as things that get side effects, you know? So you have to learn your body and understand how it works and your body responses and things of that nature. If you're gonna do it, like I said, which I strongly advise against, then you really need to keep those doses low. I would be like 10 to 20 milligrams of halotestin, and I know this sounds weak for Tren, but 250 to 300 is where I would likely keep it if you're gonna do it. I'm telling you, I know it sounds low, but we're talking about a totally different monster here than what you're stacking. So I would think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times before stacking these two. I really would. But everybody's going to do what they want to do. I understand that. Some people think I'm too conservative. That's fine. I would rather be more conservative and safe and live longer than one of those guys that just doesn't care and says, oh, who cares? Da, 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 da. That's ridiculous. He's weak. And then who knows what happens to him. I'm fine with being called whatever. You can say whatever you want about me, and I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Trust me, at all. I sit and laugh, just so you know. But think twice, think 20 times about doing this stack. But I just wanted to cover it because I know there are a lot of people that ask about it, or that consider it, or that are gonna do it. So that being said, stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli signing off.